Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Hope you're having a good morning. We have a good one for you here today. We found some stuff, potent information. One of those moments you just have to say, yes, yes, yes. Let's jump into it right here. We're going to begin with this because this is key. So this here is from xrpl.org. It was retweeted or posted by the XRP Foundation, all right? This was a few days back, but this is a key piece to the puzzle. It says developer reflections, crypto ISO 20022 interop. It says here, currently, users in accounting have to export payment instructions in ISO 20022 formats. Crypto ISO 20022 interop automates the transformation of fiat payments into crypto payments and executes them. So now, wait, let me pause there. Now, you've heard where all of these financial institutions have to migrate over to ISO, right? In the future, I mean, at least that's what I've heard. Now, what this is going to do, well, let me have them explain it to you. All right, then I'll speak. The component is compatible with existing functionality in accounting software and brings real-time payments to a process that currently takes days. Using standard file formats, your enterprise financial software doesn't need to implement any cryptocurrency functionality. Do you understand how deep that just brought everything when it comes to interoperability? How much more money we're going to be able to access if those particular systems out there, particular financial systems, don't want to acquiesce to any type of cryptocurrency integrations. They don't have to. We can still move their value. We can still now, because of something like this, we can still extract value from those particular corridors, from those particular institutions. So now there's multiple ways for us. There's no excuse anymore, right? For any of that value to be inaccessible to us, right? You have Overledger if you want bridgeless systems. You have Interop, ISO 20022, ISO 20022 Interop, however you want to say this. It says, your enterprise financial software doesn't need to implement any cryptocurrency functionality at all to benefit from its advantages. Also, I would think that this would also mean that you don't necessarily have to migrate to ISO in order to interact and interface with ISO. That's what I would think. And then, if you give that some thought, and I could be completely wrong. I could be wrong on this, but why would they cut out an entire swath? They're saying, I mean, certain entities are probably either going to refuse to migrate over to that, or they can't migrate over to that for whatever reason, especially with a down economy. Do you have enough money to swap out infrastructure or upgrade? Who knows? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that value can still move freely, thus interoperability. It says, as a payer, you can also import paying.001 XML files, export it from your financial software, and transform payment instructions into cryptocurrency payments. It goes both ways. Smooth flow. This is not the big stuff. We're going to get to that in the next chapter. And it's massive, by the way. Yeah, we're going to get to that. So click that like button. Please click that like button. My goodness. When the like button is not clicked, just take a look at the views on some of the videos. It literally holds the videos down. So I would appreciate it. I humbly ask. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. Thank you. For every transaction you wish to send using cryptocurrency, you must define a cryptocurrency address for a given IBAN or proprietary account. As a payee, you can fetch and receive cryptocurrency payments from your wallet and transform received payments into CAMP.054 XML format for your financial software. So they are streamlining this. This gives us a lot more reach. That's a lot more capital that's going to flow seamlessly without a hitch. This is brilliant. Now let's get into this here. So anytime I hear Italy, I automatically think Algorand, because Algorand was tested by the Bank of Italy. But this is from Volante, Ripple partner. They've been going absolutely hard in the paint, as they say. They've been working very hard as of late. This document is titled Payment Solutions for Italy, Financial Institutions. I had to translate this. It's fully in Italian. Competition between payments in Italy is growing. PSD2 and open banking have paved the way for new entrants to capture a larger share of the lucrative European bio payments market. That's unbelievable money, by the way. Traditional European financial institutions and payment service providers, as well as their neobank challengers, need to differentiate themselves in order to increase their market share. The answer is in the modernization of payments. That means the new financial system. Obviously, that means what Volante is bringing. What is Volante built on? Their technologies, the XRPL. Well, let's continue on here. It says the T2/TIPS mandate. We know all about the TIPS system. Trillions upon trillions of dollars, quadrillions of dollars per year moving in capital, liquid capital moving all around. What does it do to the price of XRP if we actually are moving some of those amounts in the future? Think about that for a moment. But it says regional initiatives like P27. These are all things we can research and go into, by the way. You can do it on your own. You don't have to wait for me. It says, and the availability of requests to pay are accelerating the adoption of instant payments. ISO 20022. You see how all of this is connecting? You see how the XRPL.org just released that document? That was like 5 days ago. Then you have Volante talking about ISO again. They just posted this. Here it's all coming together. Interoperability, the flow, liquid flow of capital everywhere through XRP, XLM, Algorand, the new financial system. What does it do to those prices when this actually occurs? You also saw, we're putting all the pieces together. We saw, first, we saw Stellar in Africa say we're going to be helping billions of people, then or something like that. Then we saw Ripple come out saying almost the same thing, building corridors in Africa as well. But then they came out and said, we have access to trillions of dollars. That's what we're trying to access, trillions of dollars. That means both of them can access that. They're building in the same corridors. They're in the same. Look, listen, it's so insane right now. It's unbelievable. I get very excited. Of course, everything is going to take time. I can't change that. We can't change that. The timeline is the same. But this is exciting to know that there is more certainty being brought. ISO 20022 enables all ecosystem participants to use extended data strategically. To capitalize on these other trends, providers in Italy need to move beyond their legacy payment infrastructure. Volante is a trusted partner for modernization of payments. Of course they are. So Volante wants in. Obviously, they're sitting in meetings. They put this out for just a little bit more, backup. If anyone they're in meetings with want to come to the website, gain a little bit more clarity. Aside from taking phone calls and reading emails, you can go to the website and get some clarity. I didn't know Volante was involved with Sia Partners. You guys never told me this. It's connected to this article. That article that they released here, they must have been dealing with Sia Chain since midsummer. That's unbelievable. Let's read this little tidbit here. No, not from this summer. From last summer, they've been dealing with Sia Chain. You guys didn't let me know Volante's dealing with Sia Chain? Listen, I give you a taste. A lot of people don't know about Sia Chain. That's who Quant is working with. Quant is working with Sia Chain, Sia Partners. Okay, those two different sides of the same company. With the combination of those, Sia Chain and Sia Partners, look into them. We looked in extensively in whatever video that was. You can see the documents there. All right, you can read the documents in that video yourself. And probably find them and download them. They have access. Quant has access to over 500 financial institutions via Sia Chain and Sia Partners. They are major, but I'll give you just a little taste. I'll put somewhere on the screen here. Sia Chain, Sia Partner here. Now they're talking about Sia Partner here. Let's go back. I want to make sure because there's all of these different names here. Yeah, Sia Partner and Sia Chain, they have access to over 100 tier 1 banks. Over 100. Let that just weigh on you for a minute. Over 100. This is tier 1 banks. Just to give you an idea, right? So I think it was JP Morgan's. Is it JP Morgan? When it was evaluated to be tier 1 bank, at that time they were sitting on something like $263 billion, something like that. Tier 1 banks means massive money. Massive money. Volante and Sia collaborate, right? Let's click here, right? That is huge to know that that's in play. So now you see all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. You have Volante, you have Sia, then you have Quant, and you have Sia, but Quant is also bringing LAC chain. Then you have Quant with Overledger for XRP. Volante's built on XRP. Quant is deep in Europe. Then you have Volante now, as obviously here, they're just being very aggressive with setting up infrastructure in Europe. We're going to take a lot of that, theoretically speaking. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But in my humble opinion, we're going to take a lot of that value. What does it do to the XRP price when you have trillions upon trillions of dollars flowing through it across the world? I believe firmly we're going to dominate in the United States. They need us so bad. It's unbelievable. Same thing with Europe, all of the West. We're going to dominate there as well. So now, and then, that's not to mention Latin America, Africa, where we're going to cover an article a little bit later. They're already beginning to use gold in place of the dollar already. We're going to get to an article about that later. There's so much big stuff happening today. It's unbelievable. They want to modernize the tip system. Volante does. And they have access to all of these massive banks utilizing the tip system via Sia Partners, just like Quant. We're winning. We're winning. There's no way anybody should ever compare the bank coins to anything else, in my just my humble opinion. We covered an article the other day talking about the Hinman documents possibly being leveraged to bring the case to a close because the SEC might not want them to get out. It never crossed my mind that XRP might just say to themselves, you know what? Drop the documents. Let's read this little tidbit here. XRP lawsuit news. Hinman docs to be out by this date. What is this about? It says the long-running legal battle between the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple is yet to produce the crucial Hinman speech documents and related emails publicly. However, the commission has lost its assertions over the docs. Hinman docs to go public, question mark? If they drop those documents, it might be party time. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. I know that was a little bit like, what we used to call it when we were younger. That might be a little bit corny, but it was fun. Yeah. Attorney Fred Rispoli mentioned that by December 5th, 2022, reply briefs of both parties will be publicly filed. However, these will be redacted copies. Doesn't matter. You know how much information we can get even without the redactions? But let's continue on. We've done it before, but let's continue on. He suggests that the Hinman speech-related emails can be produced publicly on the same date. So there we have it, December 5th, people. Put that on your calendars. Meanwhile, the court will decide on unredacted versions later in the month of December. Massive things are about to happen. There could be a lot of implications coming out of that. No matter which way it goes, that equals to money, money, money. The time frames can speed up when we have the power and the leverage. But let's continue on here. Stuart Alderati, general counsel of Ripple, stated that after 18 months and 6 court orders later, they finally got their hands on the Hinman documents. That we know that. He added that the defendants were confident about the legal arguments in the XRP lawsuit. So am I. As per attorney James Fallon's schedule, the parties will file omnibus motions to seal all materials linked to the summary judgment motions by December 22nd, so that we have another date to add to the calendar. This will eventually include statements, counterstatements, declarations, and supported exhibits in the XRP lawsuit. After this, parties will file opposition motions to the omnibus to seal by January the 9th, 2022. This is a very good article here on CoinGate.com. Make sure you go over there, check them out to read the rest of that article. It's a very good one. They've been doing a great job. Make sure you support these guys, all right? CoinGate.com. Let's move on here, right? Trying to get through this a little bit more quickly today because I know everybody wants to go eat. You know, be safe, all right? In all of your activities, especially if you're traveling home, you're traveling alone, be careful, be safe. You watch what you're taking into your body. Be careful. Especially if you're going to go out in the public, you're in public gatherings and stuff like that. Watch your drinks and stuff. Watch your food. Be careful, all right? Protect yourself. I want to see all you here watching the videos and possibly in the comment section. Again, I don't want anything to happen to you. So, hey, keep your head on a swivel. Be careful. I know a lot of you are going to be around family, but some people are not around family. Just be careful out there. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. Some water. I know you're going to eat a lot of unhealthy foods probably, but maybe the next day, maybe it's not health advice. Maybe the next day, you do a little exercise, maybe get on the treadmill, hit the gym, something like that. You got to stay healthy. You got to keep your ticker, your heart, got to keep your heart healthy. Got to keep your mind healthy. If we want to see, let's say generational wealth comes, and I believe it will, but it's just my humble opinion. It's no guarantees, but we have to stay healthy if we want to see generational wealth. We have to stay healthy if we want to enjoy generational wealth. Maybe you hit the punching bag. You hit the punching bag a little bit. Punching bag, like we've been with the punching bags for so long, you just underestimate them, but it's great. It's still a great exercise. Hit the punching bag a little bit. That's all. You don't have to even get on treadmill. It's good cardio. Anyway, or look, all of us have the hitting pads. Something to have one of your family members. Everybody has family in town. One of your family members hold the punching pads, and you just hit them. Boom, 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 boom. And get a couple rounds in. You get a good sweat going. It's not health advice. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying it would behoove individuals to stay healthy. So now let's move on to this article here. Hey, can't say Alphanim don't try to help you out and care for you. All right. So then there's this post here by Denell Dixon. Listen. I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm reaching. You can tell me if I'm reaching or not. Has it not seemed like Denell Dixon wants to say a lot more? But she can't. But she wants to. She wants to celebrate all these partnerships that she's closed. She wants to scream into the world, look what I did, look what I created. A lot of us feel that way. But she can't because of the non-disclosure agreements. It's hard though. It weighs on you. Because you want everyone to know your successes. You worked all these years. You want them to know. Remember, why do I say, I'm going to give you evidence of that before we get into this article. Remember when she did that interview? You could find it on YouTube. She did that interview where she was sitting in a chair and the interviewer asked her a question and she let it slip. She said, when I meet with all, that means multiple, all of these central banks, they all ask about interoperability. All of the central banks? That means multiple central banks have met with Stellar? It's confirmed. It's one thing for us to speculate. It's another to have it confirmed. But it sort of slipped out because pay attention to the look on her face when she said it. That she wasn't supposed to say that. You don't hear them talking about central banks that often, do you, at Stellar? We usually have to hunt information down. So I take that as a sign that Denell Dixon wants to say a lot, but she just can't. And I understand that because of contracts. Now, keep that in mind when we're reading this, because that's my mind state while I'm going into reading this. It's titled, this is from financialcolumnist.com. Real conversations about blockchain sustainability. And it goes as such. It says sustainability has become a loaded topic generally and even more so in the blockchain industry. Unfortunately, the mainstream conversation has led to a lot of misconceptions about blockchain's environmental impact. Keep in mind, this is by Denell Dixon. This is all Denell Dixon's words, okay? It says that's a shame because there is so much more to understand about blockchain sustainability. Its adoption is growing because it improves upon pervasive pain points related to cost, speed, access, and friction. What did she just say with that? She just literally told everybody we're better than the banks. Am I reaching? Let me say that again. It improves upon pervasive pain points related to cost, speed, access, and friction. That's in direct correlation, or opposition rather, to all the negatives of the banks. She just told everybody we're better than the banks. That's what she just told them. Read the sentence yourself, but let's continue on. It says, so as blockchain usage grows, we must work toward a more critical examination of its sustainability in tandem with the sustainability of legacy financial systems. Are you perceiving what she's saying here? She's telling everyone, hey, banking system, you need to catch up. We're sustainable at Stellar. Everyone knows this. We're either carbon neutral, carbon negative. We use the tiniest, most minute portion of energy, so we're already good. We're trying to help you out. Let me read that again. She said, we must work toward a more critical examination of sustainability in tandem with the sustainability of the legacy financial system. She's telling them they need to catch up. There's nothing for us to do. How much more can we do? We're already like the best of the best at when it comes to XLM, when it comes to Stellar. That also means what? That means we have the advantage. That means that all the financial institutions that need to move forward in the future that want to be bounteous, that means that they should come to us. They shouldn't come to you. You haven't proven to be sustainable just yet. Am I right? Hasn't all the central bank heads and all the politicians said that anything that's not green is bad? Well, they're not green yet. They're not green yet. So we have to take their own words and then hold it against them and say that, well, if financial institutions who are building and want to thrive in the future and be sustainable in the future right now had to make a choice, who would they choose? They choose Stellar. You see a lot of them congealing with Stellar, don't you? You see a lot of... We'll get to that another time. Let's continue. Let's continue on. She is saying a lot, but keeping it veiled. But you can look at anybody who's wise can look into this and see what this really is. But let's continue on. And you could completely agree with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. But this gets me excited. She wrote an entire article. She had a lot to say for a reason. Because the time is coming. That Ripple case is almost over. Then it's going to be an explosion when it comes to the bank coins. The rest of crypto, they're bleeding out. Where all that money from them will flood into us. The bank coins. We are the refuge. We are the safe zone. Regulatory compliant. It's just like when I was talking about LCX. It's one of the most compliant exchanges. You could do your own research. Do your own research. And this does not mean for you to run, to go get LCX. I'm not saying it for that. I'm saying it because it's factual. I'm just sharing what I know. That's it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. It doesn't matter to me whether you buy or sell. I'm here for the bank money. LCX is one of the most regulated exchanges possible. Anything that's regulated, my point is this. Anything that's regulated is going to be the safe havens. When the rest of crypto collapses and gets deleted and goes away, goes to zero, all of that money is going to go somewhere. We're still going to be here. It's going to come to us. The bank coins. Not only is LCX regulated, but I'm saying this, I'm just using it as an example because they have met so many they've been compliant with so many different regulatory entities. It's unbelievable. LCX is also trying to become a bank, which they're already recognized as a bank by the World Economic Forum. You can look all of this up, do your own research, okay? All right? What you do with information is up to you. I don't have anything to do with that, all right? I'm just a humble researcher, nothing more. So, let's continue on here. This is getting me fired up. This is an interesting article. So then it says here, but in order to move forward with meaningful conversations on the topic, we need a shared understanding of what we're trying to achieve. Okay, get ready. With this technology and where we find ourselves right now, if we can agree that, here's the bullet points, most of us are here because we're motivated to contribute our expertise to build a more open. Who's that a shot against? Who's closed? It's the financial system of today. The legacy financial system is closed. Stellar saying we're going to open it up. What has the Bank of International Settlements been talking about in some of their documents recently? Accessing those unbanked funds. Also, we read a couple from the International Monetary Fund. And what did they say? They wanted to access those unbanked funds, unbanked value, underbanked value. They literally said that in their own documents. Anybody can read them. Anybody can download them. You guys know, but we have a lot of new people on the channel, so I have to say that. We can access that. Who are they going to have to utilize to get access to that? They can't access it themselves, the central banks. They have to come to us. Stellar, Ripple, Algorand, Hedera. We have the corridors. We already set everything up. Let's continue on here. Efficient, inclusive, interoperable financial system by leveraging blockchain technology. Thank you, Danelle. Thank you. So she just told you what I was just saying. By leveraging blockchain technology, everything is going to be more open, efficient, inclusive by leveraging us, not them. Us. We're the way. We're the key, not them. Stellar, Ripple, Algorand, we're the way. She just told you. She didn't say by leveraging a legacy system. No, by leveraging blockchain technology. She couldn't make it more clear. This is a person who has sat down with multiple central banks. By her own word, we've witnessed her sit down multiple times with government agencies. They recently put out a little tweet that said they've sat down 4 times with the US government. Might even be more if you add the phone calls, right? So this is a person who knows what they're talking about and has power and is respected. Let's continue on. Everything happens in degrees. Of course, it's going to take time, but do you really, with all of this kept in mind, do you really believe XLM's price is going to stay at 8 cents, 9 cents? Keep in mind that even last year, people had a ton of Stellar. So it doesn't take a crazy price for people to see life-changing wealth when it comes to XLM. It don't take a whole lot of explosion in price. Then keep in mind, now that the price has been low, people are scooping up so much Stellar is ridiculous. So it doesn't have to be a crazy price when it comes to XLM anymore for people to see life-changing gains. Simple as that. Simple as that, right? It says, there is always room for improvement when it comes to how much energy we consume. I'd argue there are 3 crucial prongs to address. 1, more comparable quality data on energy consumption. That means traceability. That means that at some point XLM will have to be utilized, or not XLM, or something built on Stellar. It doesn't really matter if it's XLM directly. Anything built on Stellar is going to have a direct correlation to the usage of XLM, as XLM provides the friction on the blockchain. Also, XLM is used to pay transaction fees. Also, any type of volume or congestion will cause a spike in transaction fees called surge pricing. So, hey, build all you want, but we're going to have traceability in order for people to, entities to be able to trace that energy usage, correct? And that is a great thing. The more use we have on the chain, the better. 2, rigorous study about energy consumption. 3, a broader understanding and acknowledgement of the value that blockchain technology delivers to society. But that's only going to be not acceptable, but accepted. And I think that's only going to happen once all of these bad actors, well, most of the bad actors are sort of squeezed out of crypto, which we see happening now. Bad actors as far as companies, bad actors as far as regulators. So first, we're going to have to get through this fire. It's as simple as that, and it's a pretty big fire. So let's get through that first, and then there will be more discussion about the advantages of blockchain, because there won't be so much FUD out there. There won't be so much negative information out there, and the masses won't have anything substantial to be afraid of, right, in a utilization of this technology. Not only that, but when it comes to the bank coins, they can just slide out of the picture. All we need them to do is just function. That's it. That's all we need. We just need them to serve their purpose, like any part of a car engine. That's all we need. We don't need to see the engine. We just want to ride in the Lambo, all right? So that's what we need out of the bank coins. Serve their purpose behind the scenes. Boom, let that value flow. Prices skyrocket. Blockchain is to help power a more inclusive, equitable future of finance. It is critical that the underlying technology is sustainable. This is, in my humble opinion, this is a swipe at all of the different legacy crypto offerings, like, in no disrespect, but like Consensus, for example. Ethereum, of course, and legacy crypto tend to not be very energy efficient. And a lot of these central banks are calling for, even though they themselves are not energy efficient, but that's how it works. The hypocrisy is always going to be there. But those legacy offerings are not energy efficient. So this is a swipe at them, in my humble opinion, to say that, hey, listen, we're sustainable. So we have to make sure the technology you're going to use when it comes to blockchain is meeting those sustainability goals, which is XLM, XRP, Algorand, Hedera, XDC, Quant, you know. The research SDF has done is simply a starting point, but we hope it serves as a tool and foundation for future research. You understand it? So she's saying everything that they've done up to this point, it's just a start. Haven't I been saying that? This is just the beginning? Think about that for a moment. If you saw what everything did before, what Algorand did before in the last bull run, XLM did before in the last bull run, XRP, Quant, and you see how much they have grown. If that was only a starting point, all of this is just a start. Imagine where those prices can go the next time when even more businesses are beginning to utilize them. A massive amount of corridors have been built. The possibilities are endless. So I thought that that was extremely interesting in my humble opinion. I think Janelle Dixon's trying to keep people excited, and she's been dropping little nuggets here and there, but you just have to find them. And I think that there's going to be some massive announcements. I believe it's going to be in 2023 if we get a satisfactory outcome to this Ripple case. Then none of the bank coins are going to have to be afraid of anything. Then we have an article here, and it says, survey suggests institutional investors still interested in crypto. So they're still trying to let people know. We've read article after article. Someone wants the world to know, hey, institutions are still interested in crypto. Hey, they're still on the sidelines. Even though all of this negativity is happening, everybody's running, everybody's retreating, everybody's leaving crypto. And I don't mean everyone. By everybody, I mean massive amount of people. Institutions are still there on the side, salivating, drooling, hungry like piranhas for crypto. They're just waiting for things to clear up. And a lot of them are waiting on a satisfactory outcome to the SEC case. Just like the head of SBI Remit said, according to a Coinbase report in the Institutional Investor Digital Asset Outlook Survey, professional investors have added to their portfolio. So once again, it's just like the other articles we read 2 weeks ago said, institutional investors are accumulating. While everyone else is selling, they're accumulating. Strategically so. The survey conducted on 140 investors between September 21st and October 27th revealed this information. The total crypto assets of these investors were $2.6 trillion. They're going all in. This survey was before the FTX incident, before the latest price downtrend. Of the survey participants, 62% already in possession of crypto holdings increased the size of their portfolio. Increased. This increase took place within 1 year. Notably, 12% in all of this bear market they accumulated. Smart. They're smart money. Notably, just 12% of survey participants decreased their assets in the same time frame. It implies that institutional investors have taken a long-term stance on crypto. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I'm a long-term whale hunter, white whale hunter. That's the central banks. I'm a bank hunter, okay? That's what that means. I hunt the banks. I want the bank money. I take the money from the big companies. But nonetheless, I think all the smart money in crypto, they're long-term investors. This is a long game, folks. This isn't a short one. But here you have them iterating that. So it says up to 58% of these investors will likely increase their holdings in the next 3 years. They're just going to keep buying. So there you have it. So now let's end off here. We're going to end off with a little bit of gold because gold makes me happy. It does. I love talking about gold. So this is from financialpost.com and it's titled, Gold Gains on Softer Dollar as Fed Signals Slowdown in Rate Hikes. It says gold prices rose to a near 1 week high on Thursday on a weaker dollar after minutes from the U.S. Federal Reserve's November meeting signaled it may soon slow the pace of interest rate hikes. We'll see if that actually happens. Spot gold rose 0.4% to $1,756.66 per ounce. U.S. gold futures advanced 0.7% to $1,756.90. The minutes of the Fed's November 1st and 2nd policy meeting released on Wednesday showed a substantial majority of Fed policymakers agreed it would, quote, likely soon be appropriate. That's key, likely soon. It's not definite. To slow the pace of interest rate hikes. The dollar index extended losses after sliding 1% overnight, making bullion less expensive for overseas buyers. Quote, investor expectations are moving on a dovish path for the Federal Reserve. Yeah, we all know how that goes. It says, Kinesis Money said adding a weaker U.S. dollar was also a positive catalyst for bullion. A weaker U.S. dollar is positive for everything. When the dollar is strong, everything else gets crushed. When the dollar is weak, everything goes up. That's just how it goes, all right? Ghana plans to buy oil with gold instead of U.S. dollars. Now, there's a lot of reasons they give in this article as to why this is going to happen. I'm going to throw an extra one in that they did not discuss. Listen, a lot of the world is de-dollarizing. We saw a lot of countries in the BRICS nations doing what? Dollar dumps. And in conjunction with dollar dumps, they're developing their own world reserve currency that they're going to back with what? What is it theorized to be backed with? Gold. And then you have Ghana here. It's like a test drive, but no one wants to step on the West toes. So they're not going to just come out and say, hey, this is the reason why we don't want to use your dollar anymore. So they give all these other reasons why they're going to be buying oil with gold. I understand that. It's strategic, but it's like a test run to see how it works by paying on everything with gold, with a resource that in a lot of places in Africa, I don't know about in Ghana, but a lot of places in Africa have an abundance of gold. So that's going to be happening. The world is going to move to something that is solid. They're going to move away from fiat currencies. So I thought this was interesting that they posted it. This is from dtnext.in, okay? It was on their front page. dtnext.in. It's titled, once again, Ghana plans to buy oil with gold. Let's keep an eye on this. Let's see how many other places begin doing that over the next year, right? As we go into 2023 and throughout the duration of 2023, let's keep an eye and see if other places begin paying for things with gold. And it's so easy to do that now. It's so easy to move the value of gold back and forth. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure, you can have solid gold shipped to you and you can store it yourself, but you can also just let it be stored in whatever bank or safe they have that they're already holding the gold in. And then you can just receive that certificate that you own that percentage of gold, or you own that one gold bar or whatever it is. And you can just have ownership that way as well. But the bottom line is that you can have like a gold card and you can just spend the value of that gold outright. So I think that's going to spread in the future, is the utilization of gold outright, the value of it anyway. The physical gold itself doesn't necessarily have to move around. So then you can negate that problem of having to do something like that, have it shipped to you and such. Like, no, you can just have that value. You can tokenize it. You don't really have to, but you can tokenize it. I see a lot of tokenized gold offerings. And then you can have that tokenized value on your card. Your value is safe in gold, right? Gold doesn't fluctuate that much. Plus, it's easy to read the market when it comes to gold. And then you just use your value off the card. I see that. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's going to happen a lot in the future. All right. So then we're going to, speaking of future, let's end off with some futures news. So we have this article here and it's titled UK Natural Gas. UK natural gas futures retreated to below 300 pence a therm, following a similar move in the European benchmark TTF, as European energy ministers delayed to mid-December the approval of an upper cap on TTF gas prices. The current European Commission proposal for Euro 275 per megawatt hour upper cap on the TTF gas prices is too high for many countries to accept and makes little difference. Lately, natural gas prices have been supported by forecasts of below average temperatures at the turn of the month and renewed supply concerns. Gazprom, we've heard a lot about Gazprom. Gazprom threatened to limit, they're always threatening something. Gazprom threatened to limit gas flows. It's not funny what the people are going through at all. It's very, very horrible, but it's comedic that every day there's threats lobbied by a lot of different companies. It's not just Gazprom, it's by a lot of companies. They just constantly in conflict with each other. And the people on the ground, the regular civilians, are the ones who suffer. It's a sad thing. Gazprom threatened to limit gas flows through the remaining pipeline, still bringing gas to Europe via Ukraine, citing issues with Moldova, sorry about that. Still, natural gas prices in the UK remain roughly 50% below a record closing of 640 reached in August. This is a great article here from tradingeconomics.com, all right? They're doing a great job over there. They have a lot of great articles. Just, if you get a little time, go over there, check them out, support these individuals so they can continue to do a great job, all right? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Hey, everyone, have yourselves a good holiday. You know, if you have people that you love, show them some love. Make the most of your time. You never know what's coming tomorrow. Show the people that you love some love. Show yourself some love. All right? And remember, Alpha Neem is with you. Man, all right? Alpha Neem is with you. So be safe out there, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget, if you can click that like button, I greatly appreciate that as well. I have to ask. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the Monday.